what's good, my boys? Splashy here. In today's video, we will be going over the ultimate tier list, every position, you know, and we gon' figure out whether they like that or not. You know, some of y'all love the tier list, some of y'all hate the tier list, because I'll be honest, you out there with Mark Eden and Mark Eden suck, I'm gonna tell you Mark Eden suck. I go off how good the card is, not how good the user is, you know, using the card. But let's get straight into it. Before we get into this video, I got something to tell y'all. I teamed up with Factor to get y'all meals for an insane price, baby. Factor's menus are updated weekly and include 30 plus meals and 34 plus add-on options. Choose your favorite meals, or you can let them craft it, because whatever is close to your first meal, they're gonna make sure the recommendations match that for every single meal you get after that. Y'all use my link or go to go.factor75.com and use code FACTORSE32308 for half off your first box. Now let's lock in on this video, my boys. So, usually what I don't do though, I don't make the tiers with y'all. So today we're gonna make the tiers. We got the indefinite top tier, like the best. So when I say the best, I don't mean it's gonna difference between me and a lot of people who be using S tiers. It shouldn't be like 8 people on S tier, you feel me? Like the best mean the indefinite best on the game. Like this position and every other position has a gap. Like, you feel me? So we got the best. We got, let's see what I wanna name the second one. I say top tier. Like top tier cards, but they not the best. I say top tier cards, but they not the best. I say mid. I say I don't like having this many, because then like one be trash, I'm like, and then the other one be like, I like doing this. Like top tier, mid, trash, because then it just, instead of it being the best, top tier, mid, might be good, budget, serviceable, trash, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, I don't be messing with all that. So we're going to delete him. We're just going to have the best, top tier, mid, and trash. You know I'm going to give you explanation for every single card as well. So, come on. First we got AK. Listen, AK with the value of his card and how good he is with Trey Fade, being able to put the ball on the ground, having O'Shea, which is probably the best time shot like in my team as well. I would put him in top tier as the first person I go to. I think at the small forward position, he is, if not the best small forward, top 2 or 3. I personally said, like, when I use Purvis, I would like to use Purvis more than I would AK, but I do still think AK is basically better, more D badges, also has Trey Fade, shot is easier to time, etc. Only other person who can compete with him is Dave Cowens, who's good, but I don't think he's as good as AK is. So that's that. So AK's first person in top tier. Next we got AD. AD goes into mid. For a power forward, I think his jump shot is trash. I think he's also too small to be playing the power forward position at this moment. You also cannot play him at center unless you got Taco at the 4. He can put the ball on the ground. He does have normal fade, but he's had normal fade since September. I just don't think this card just is outstanding in any way, shape, or form. I just think it's just a good power forward card. Power forward is a position in which, like, you know, you can play almost anybody you want. Like, Yi Yangalang could still play power forward if he want to. You feel me? It's just kind of how it is. Most of the power forwards is probably going to get thrown in the mid. Like, don't mean they trash, just every power forward not that good. Next, we got Bone Bone. Bone Bone also go in the mid. 70 speed, you can get him to like 80 if you got Don Nelson. If you don't got Don Nelson, you get him high 70s. I just think he just like he's just a regular center. I like 7-3s though. I think 7-3s are like the best, like the best height on the game, especially with how player build runs the game. I think 7-3s do everything the best. I think they get off the ground the best just because they're not 7-6, so they don't get stuck in mud jumping. I think they're able to play lanes amazingly. 7-6 is obviously playing more amazing. I think they can just move and groove a little bit more. Shots are usually a little bit quicker, but that's that. I think Sabonis is literally just baby Yao. Both number 11. He's 3 inches shorter. I think he gets off the ground just as well as Yao does. I just think he can't mash as well. For y'all who want to know, can Sabonis W Yao? No, but he can put up a good fight just as like a KP would. So I'm a fan of the card. He's actually my starting center right now, but I wouldn't say he's top tier. Ben Simmons goes in the top tier. For him to last as long as he has while still having a 63, I know a lot of people can still run Ben at the 1 and still provide with him. I think at this point, if you still running Ben at the 1 though, you should switch it up a little bit. Go try to get a point guard who, like, you know, can actually shoot, just so you don't have that con on the court. Like, oh snap, he's going to keep helping off my Ben Simmons. Whether you can hit it or not, it's still like, not real defense. Like if you put Scotty Barnes or Sengun or Sean Livingston, etc. out there, they can't do that. You feel me? So that's what I feel at the point guard position. But Ben Simmons is obviously still amazing. His new card is obviously also coming soon. And when that new card comes out, I know he's going to be everybody's starting point guard for a while, whether they change his shot or not. Next, we have Bill Russell. I think Bill Russell is also top tier. I think Bill Russell is up there with the top small forwards on the game. Before AK came out, he was the starting small forward for most people who didn't have Purvis. Plays the best defense out of all the cards on the game right now, besides maybe Collins. I think him and Collins both play the same defense to a certain tier 610s. They do their thing. Only difference between like Bill Russell and AK is one just got a way better shot than the other one. You feel me? Like AK shot is way better than Bill's. That's why AK is so much better than Bill. But Bill still play defense, can put the ball on the ground, can finish some of the best standing dunks I've seen. Like I like Bill Russell, so I put him at top tier. Next we got Billy Knight. On a widespread list, I'm trying to think. Do I put Billy Knight in top tier? Because if I put Billy Knight in top tier, that means I gotta put him and he. I put Billy Knight in top tier. Everybody who I talk to like Billy Knight. I look at him as Black Terry, like before the real Terry came out. Like he was like closer to the flash forward Terry, especially if you playing with the duo. I think a lot of people like Billy Knight. I don't see no problem with his card. I like his shot. I wish his Sigs was a little bit better, but he can still go get a bucket. Front clutch is everything you need at the shooting guard position. Shot is fast enough to get off. I think he's fine. Like nothing major. I think he's fine. Next we got Cade Cunningham. I think Cade Cunningham is mid to trash. Like he's like right in between. I don't want to throw him in trash just because he's a 6'8" guard, and you don't really need a guard to do much. You feel me? At this point, like your point guard, what your point guard does on the court is this. Your point guard, especially if you got T-Mac, Terry, Steve Smith, Billy Knight, what does your point guard do? He guards the opposing best ball handler most of the time. While doing that, he just hits wide open. And I think K can do that at a high level. I wish his standard dunk rating was a little bit higher, but other than that, the other thing I don't like about him and why I have him this low is his defensive stats are like the worst defensive stats of any other point guard that has came out within the last like 3 months. Like 80, 81, 87, 84, like everybody else got 92, 95, 99, 99, and he gets that. So I got Cade in mid. Next, you got Chris Bosh. The same thing I said about AD. Chris Bosh is just a mid-tier power forward. I think he has one of the best shots out of all the power forwards. But what else is he really bringing to the table outside of just knocking it down? I think most of the reason that people will be using Chris Bosh is because they locked in for Terry, and you can run anybody at power forward. So you put him at power forward, and you go get it in. You feel me? That's just what it is. Next we got Clyde Drexler. I don't know if I'm gonna get to throw nobody in trash. So I'm gonna throw Clyde Drexler in trash. From the way the shooting guards are, from this being an ultimate tier list, if this was a shooting guard tier list, Clyde would be a little bit higher. But from me rating everybody on a high scale, I think Clyde's a trash shooting guard. I think the only reason he'll be used is because you locked in for Terry. I think there are so many other viable shooting guard options besides him that you can run. Are you able to run them? Of course, but it's just, I think if you run him, he needs to be a primary ball handler, or he needs to be a secondary ball handler, or something of that nature. I don't think he does that at a high level. I don't think he can score on the defenders that are on the game right now, and I just need to throw somebody in trash just because. Next we got Danny Ferry. I think Danny Ferry is mid. I think he just has a really fast shot. I think his SIGs really aren't that good with the De'Aaron Fox and the Curry stuff. I think he pretty regular. Like, I just think he got a really quick shot. Also, I play him. I'm telling y'all this just because, like, I think some of y'all be thinking, like, just because I call a card trash or something, you just can't play him at all. You feel me? No, God, you can. You can go put him out there. I'm not stopping no show. I'm not you. You feel me? I'm just a top player giving you some keys. You listen, you don't. Okay, prove me wrong then. Hey, my record is 62-7, and I run all 5 players you say were trash. Well, you might just be like that. But I think if Danny Ferry had a little more D badges, I would like him a little bit more. I just think he's at the small forward position. You either got to be a locker, you got to be able to put the ball on the ground at a high level. I don't think he can do it at a high level, but I think he can score because he got Trey Fade and he got a quick shot. But I still think he's just a mid, like, small forward. I would rather run AK and Bill Russell over him. Next we got Collins. I think Collins is literally Bill Russell. Like, I think they're the same thing, but Collins has a better shot than him. I don't know if a lot of people won't get to use him unless you collect enough cards to get him. I'm not telling you to go collect enough cards to get him, but I do think, like, he like the second best small forward on the game. I like his shot better than Bill Russell's. I think AK is still better than him, but I think Collins is amazing on this game right now. I just think a lot of people won't get a chance to use him. Next we got D-Rob. D-Rob goes in the top tier as well. For him lasting also as long as he has coming out the Radiant set in February, he is amazing. Left-handed players will always be better than right-handed players on the game. Another good reason why Bill Russell and like Collins are as good as they are, especially catch and shoot players. On top of the fact, for him to only be 7-1, he be down there fighting. His price is still going down. He has normal fade, he can put the ball on the ground. He has quick drops. Like, I think he's really one of the more underrated power forwards because everybody just want to talk about taco this, taco that. You feel me? So, I'm a fan though. I mean, it's D-Rob. Like, he can be the starting power forward still. Next we got Boogster. Boogster is mid. Nothing spectacular. Really close to being in trash. I just think he's too short. His player build is stocky, so that kind of does make up for it, but I think he's just a little too short. It just, you know, no pun intended. Next we got D-Rose. D-Rose goes in the trash. I'm so sorry, D-Rose fans. It's just at the point guard position, if you are not 6'5", I do not think you are viable to be playing point guard at this moment. Maybe if you want to play him in triple threat or clutch time, something of that nature, that's amazing. That's great, but I just don't think that you should have somebody who's not 6'5" at the point guard position. For those who want to know why, you have to be able to stand and dunk. It is the most OP thing on the game when it comes to how OP rim running is, and you put that neck and neck with a stand and dunk, like, it is obviously the most OP thing on the game. So there's no way you're not having a 6'5" point guard out there, and Derrick Rose does not fit that category. If he was 6'5" though, I would have him in top tier, but he's not. So on to the next. We got D-Book. D-Book goes in the top tier. I think low-key, him and Pistol Pete are boxing for who's the best offensive point guard. D-Book is really nice offensively on this game. Sean Livingston as well. Like, I think D-Book is really good offensively. I just think his fade sucks. That's me though. A lot of people tell me they like his fade. His fade is amazing this. His fade is amazing that. His fade is trash to me. It just kind of is what it is. Like, I don't know what else you want me to tell you. I tried to do it. No R2 with R2. He just don't be moving for me. They get contested every time. He don't do the bounce off like y'all be saying. So I'm not a fan of his fade. But other than that, I think he scores at a high level. He also has max D stats, except one statistic, and that's good. Next we got D12. I got D12 in top tier at the 4. Even though he's not 7 feet, he has the stocky player build and he has tray fade. You feel me? So him getting tray fade puts him up a little bit more because, you know, people disrespect your power forward a lot. You can put that thing on the ground with your power forward and tray fade. They not guarding that. You feel me? They're not thinking about that. On top of the fact he gets some of the best animations on the game, rebound wise and defensively. D12 always gonna be good on the game. I just think his only flaws, I think his shot kind of sucks, but I think almost every power forward shot sucks, and I think he's a way better defender than a lot of power forwards. I'm pretty sure I think he got every Huff D badge if I'm not tripping, so that's good. Next we got both of the Yayas. Both of them are top tier if he gets his shot changed. He's sitting on the series right now. Hopefully he comes back quickly, but if he gets his shot changed, when I tell you he will be by far the best like small forward on the game, and it won't be a competition. Like if they give him like O'Shea with his upper or something of that nature, like he's 100% gonna be the best, like the best small forward on the game. That's the only thing that's holding him back. He's had Jordan all year. He's had normal fade all year. His 3-pointer never mattered because everybody been hitting with him since his Emmy beginning of the year. It's crazy. Everybody's waiting for him to get his shot changed. When he gets his shot changed, I think he'll be the most expensive card and he'll be the new best card on the game. Like it is what it is, man. So next we got Glenn Rice, free card, free shooting guard. I think he's mid. I don't think he's like top tier because I don't think he's like top 3 or 4-ish at his position. You feel me? I think he's good though. Like I just don't like the Kyrie size up escape. I've seen a couple people cook up with him though, so could be better, could be worse, and that's just that. But I don't think he's all that. I think he's just a nice mid-tier shooting guard. Let's see, got Grant Hill. Grant Hill at this point is now in trash, like for a shooting guard. Dame cross, so he can't really do the backward escape, which is the best thing on the game at the shooting guard position. I mean, if you getting him just to guard ball, I think that's kind of out of the way too as well. Dunk packages aren't too crazy. On top of the fact that he doesn't have normal, he has Pro 3. I'm pretty sure. So I'll put Grant Hill just because shooting guard is the most stacked position at the game. I'll put Grant Hill in trash. I don't think he's worth it. Next we got Chemos. I think Chemos is in mid. To be level 40, you gotta grind there. I just think he like just a regular power forward. Like his shot isn't that good. He can't put the ball on the ground that well. I think he plays defense at a high level, but I don't think he's like nothing crazy. Like I take D12 and D-Rob over him any day of the week and 7 times on Sunday. You feel me? Like he just like nothing spectacular. I think he's a good level 40. I actually don't think he's a better level 40 than Scottie Pippen was at the time when Scottie Pippen came out. But I think he's a good level 40 though. Next we got James Worthy. James Worthy goes into mid. 10 plus Hall of Fame D badges. A good catch and shoot shot. Can put the ball on the ground. Has front clutches. I just think like he's nothing spectacular and he's just playing small forward. And you might not expect too much from your small forward, which is why he won't get put like higher up on a pedestal. That's kind of just how I look at it as a whole. You feel me? Next we got Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler goes in the top tier at the point guard position. I think he is the second best 3-and-D defender at the PG position after Jordan, of course. He can put the ball on the ground very well. His shot is very easy to contest. Do not let anybody lie to you and say it's like hard to contest it. He does fade away, but if you're at the release point, it's always going to be contested. I think he plays a great defense though. I think he has quick drops. I think his shot is really easy to time as well because of how slow it is. I like him at point guard. That's still my starting point guard until further notice. Next we got Jonathan Bender. I am one of the few players that were never on the Jonathan Bender wave. I've been telling y'all this since he came out. I don't think his card is just that good. I just think he's 7 feet. Like, and at small forward, I don't think being 7 feet is just especially with the fact that the way the paint is right now. If a person's lineup is, let's say your lineup is Ben Simmons, T-Mac, and Jonathan Bender, and you go versus somebody whose lineup is Jimmy, Terry, and AK. I mean, Terry can basically guard Jonathan Bender, so you know it's not really stopping no show. You feel me? Jonathan Bender isn't putting that ball on that ground to the point. He's unstoppable. He dribbles like he's 7 feet, a little sluggish. His shot is pretty quick for a 7-footer, but I never was on the wave with him. I think the only reason people put him in the game is because he's 7 feet. Like, if Jonathan Bender was, 6'7", like, his card would be trash. He doesn't have a lot of hoffs. Now, if you find him with a bunch of hoffs, I think he can be a top-tier small forward. But other than that, I just think he's a mid-tier small forward who does his dance because he's a 7 feet. Next, we got Remos. I got Remos at top tier. Defensively, I think he plays just as good a defense as D12 and D-Rob. Animation-wise, I think he gets the exact same animation, if not better, than D12 and D-Rob. Only thing is his shot kind of sucks. I think he gets to the rim easy, finishes quickly, good power forward. Like, one of the few power forwards that you would put versus like the bigger dogs, and he's gonna still get you a stop. I like Kareem. I just think a lot of people didn't want to or didn't feel like locking him in. And I understand that. Next we got Kawhi. I think Kawhi's card is just mid. Nothing more to say to it. If they don't change his shot, at least back to what his old shot used to be. I think if he had his old shot, he would be a top tier, and a lot of people would be running him even over maybe AK. But even with the max D stats, I just think he's not doing nothing crazy. Like, it's just that it's not enough defense on this game to even where somebody having as many D stats as where Kawhi in the past would be the best small forward, because him having max D stats in his own defensive stance puts him over everybody else. But this time, I mean, his card is just pretty regular. Like, it's just pretty regular. Next we got KD. KD, especially the hero version, is also mid. Unless you are walking out there shooting step backs and post fades and stuff with KD and playing like realistic basketball, I don't think you're gonna even enjoy this card at all. His shot isn't even that slow anymore. He does still have the load up hitch in the beginning of the shot though, which makes it easy to time, which makes it easy to get. Also, he does have his own fade. And I know some people are like, but that's realism, everybody doesn't want normal fade and trade fade, etc. Well, yeah, I understand that, and right there is why his card is in mid. Like, him not getting his SIGs changed. A lot of the cards from the hero set not getting their stuff changed, and Michael Jordan getting his stuff changed, it just shows, like, don't change Michael Jordan's stuff. Michael Jordan's card is trash. It's the same thing with the rest of the hero cards. If you're not changing them, we got people like AK at the 3. Like, no way KD's ever gonna be better than AK, especially when he's costing 200, 300K more. I would run KD though just because of how big he is or his player build, but you might as well just go get Jonathan Bender. They're the same thing almost, but Jonathan Bender's actually probably better. You feel me? So that's what it is. Next we got KG. I'm gonna put KG in mid. The only reason I'm put KG in mid is just because I think his time is coming up a little bit. I don't think you should have LaMelo Ball's jump shot on a power forward at this moment anymore. as well. Like, I think you just have their shot on him or give him O'Shea or something. I just think he's just getting a little bit outdated. If you gave him extra Hall of Famers, I think he could be a top tier power forward. He is 6'11". I just think when I go versus him now, like, I'm a little more happier when I see a KG than if I see like a D-Rod or a Kareem or even a D12. But KG's card is still good and usable though. Next we got Kobe. Kobe's card is also in mid. Just for the shooting guard position, he's not top 5. I think his SIGs are trash. I think his jump shot is also not even that fast anymore neither. I think the only thing he has to his disposal is the front clutches. When I play versus Kobe, if I ever even see a Kobe, I'm not really scared. I think they should switch him up. His next card is obviously most likely going to be a god. But other than that, though, it's just he's not really stopping the show. Next we got KP. KP is going to be the first person I'm going to be putting in the best. I think if Yao Ming was not on this game, KP would be the undisputed starting center. I think he's still the best power forward on the game because, like I said, I think 7-3s are the best, like, just period. I think they get the best animations. He can get every badge on the game. He's not missing too much stuff. If you give him Hoffs, I mean, I think he outperforms Yao or Taco every single time. I don't think Taco can guard him and Yao can't guard him. Also has probably the best big man shot on the game, you know, outside of maybe if you want to count Lasagna, Diop. But other than that, I think the KP card is the best big man on the game for real. But he's getting overshadowed by Yao Ming. That's literally all it is. I think he's the best power forward by a large margin. Center, though, I think if Yao wasn't, I think it'd go Yao, KP, everybody else. So I think KP's going to be the first person to have in the best. Next, we got Kuzma. Kuzma's mid. If you want to use the Kuzma shot, Kuzma's a good card to use. His shot is going to be too fast for most people, and if you're going to use Kuzma, you might as well use Denny Ferry. You feel me? Denny Ferry's better than Kuzma, honestly. But Kuzma's just catch and shoot shot is a lot faster than a lot of other catch and shoot shots. The only problem is with the way the game changes timings and stuff, it's really hard to time his shot in the middle of, you know, specified things when stuff is going on. Next, we got LaMelo Ball. I think LaMelo Ball is mid at this tier now. With Sean Livingston being a PG, Jimmy Butler being a PG, all of those cards being PGs, I don't think he's all that anymore. He dribbles like a big man because they never changed his moving cross. I also, like I said, I am not fond of the LaMelo Ball shot unless it's literally on maybe Steve Smith. You feel me? Other than that, though, I'm not really fond of that shot anymore. I think he's just a mid-point guard. You can run him because he's 6'7", but I think you have so many more liable options. Next, we got Bron. Bron goes in the top tier. Him and Giannis, as I've been saying all year, have what I call hidden tendencies. They just do stuff on the court other cards don't do. Like, it is what it is. They play defense. They attack everything off the ball. They almost steal everything off the ball. They jump by themselves. They can get rebounds over the top centers on the game easily, like with one hand while being boxed out. I think LeBron and Giannis slash the best besides Ben Simmons. I just think they have so much at their disposal. I like LeBron's old shot more than the little Kyle Korver junk that they gave him, but either way, I think LeBron's card is good. And if he somehow gets an Evo or Giannis, I think they'll be so far much better than the rest of the small forwards on the game. Lonzo Ball also goes next to his brother and mid. I think he's just a good 3-and-D PG, but so is Scotty Barnes and Sengun and the rest of the PGs on the game. You feel me? Like, it is what it is. It's nothing really, you know, to dabble on. Next, we got Magic Johnson. Hey, y'all not gonna like it. I know y'all not gonna like it. Hey, listen. I think Magic Johnson is still a top tier point guard at this time. One being because he's 6'9". Two, I just think a lot of people know how to use Magic. Even though they're giving his behind the back to a lot of people, well, the Dame behind the back to a lot of people, I still think Magic gets some of the best stand dunks out of any point guard in the game besides Ben Simmons. K doesn't even get the stand dunks that Magic Johnson does. I think he plays defense like he's 6'9". He gets rebounds like he's 6'9". I think him having that initial height over people is what still gets him over the hump for me. I think his only flaw is his pass style. I think everything else, he got Francis, he could put the ball on the ground. I think the only thing stopping him is his pass style, because you try to throw it wide open and he throw it behind his head and say, yoo-hoo. And you feel me? That's just not what we're looking for. But I still think Magic is a top tier point guard. Sealy. I think Sealy is trash. But he a free card, so I'm going to say he's mid. I think that card sucks, though. Just me, though. Like, I just think his shot is really slow. I think he's basically what he is. I think he's Kawhi Leonard. If they gave Kawhi Leonard that shot, I think Kawhi would be Malik Sealy. He does have tray fade. I think that's the only thing stopping him from getting put in trash for me specifically. But other than that, though, I think I think his card kind of sucks. That's just me though. If you got him knowing he's playing for you, whoop-de-doo. I'm glad you got lucky enough to get him, but I just think he's Kawhi Leonard. Literally. Bald head Kawhi Leonard. Next, we go to Jordan. I think Jordan's card where his SIGs aren't changed are trash. Shot just too slow. You're not scared of him. On the ball, off the ball. I think especially, let me see how much he's going for as well. Can't find my controller, so I guess I won't be telling you how much he's going for. Anyways, I found my controller. 1 sec, let me see how much. Let me see how much he's going for real quick with this card. With this card, at the exact moment, Jordan is going for 350, 340. I don't think he's just... So I think Scotty Barnes is 50 times better than him. I think Sengun is also 50 times better than him. Like, I think that's just kind of what it is. Like, I think he's just kind of trash. But we go to his other card. As much as I don't like his other card, I still think he is indefinitely the best point guard on the game. Like, even if you want to use him in the role of the rest of the point guards, like, let's say how Jimmy doesn't touch the ball and he catch and shoots the whole game. I think if you want to make MJ do that all game, he'll do that and give in some. He also has every single Hall of Fame D badge. He comes with every single badge on the game. You have to give him no extra badges. Almost every single one of his stats are max except like standing dunk and like rebound. Like, his card is good. I just think his KPJ like shot sucks. That's me though. That's me. For most people, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna run into that problem. It'll still feel faster than Jimmy Butler's shot or God knows who. I just think his jump shot is kind of trash to me though. Next we got Bantam. I think Bantam is mid. I don't think he just, was excelling at anything specifically. I think he's just straight. You feel me? I think he's just straight. I think a lot of people who got him do like him. And that's just that. I think with the duo though, I think he can maybe be top tier, but I just think like he a good small forward. I just think he at the wrong position. Like I just think like at small forward, it's enough people that's better than him. And that's just that. Next we got Yao Ming. We know where Yao Ming is going. It's 2K23, fellas. He don't need clamps. He don't need challenger. He don't need limitless. His jump shot don't even got to be that fast. It's Yao Ming. He's 7'6". You can get him to 90 speed. You can get him 90 pass act. He got max strength. He got max block. He got max interior. I mean, it's not really much more to say on it. He is still running the game since the mid to end of January. Like, you don't got to be good to use him. Y'all done ran into people who not good and they use him. You know he's the best center on the game. It's no more to really say on it. Next we got Moses Malone. I think Moses Malone is trash. His player build is so small. Like, it's so small. And I think his jump shot is also really, really slow. I don't think he's worth collecting the cards for. If he was on the auction, it may be a little bit different, but I don't think he's worth collecting those cards for. Next we got Paul George. I think Paul George also goes in the mid. Didn't get anything changed. I think he plays great defense. I think you got to look more to slash a little bit more with him because his jump shot isn't really all that. But he just mid. Like mid as can be. Both of the pennies. I'm trying to think. 6'7", decent shot. I don't think that. I'm putting both of the pennies in mid too. I don't think they're like top tier. I think Sean Livingston is better than Penny. So with Sean Livingston being better than Penny and Penny being 6'7", I just think Penny's not really all that. Like I said, most of the hero cards have to get changed to like touch, the rest of these cards. Like, I think that's what they missing. And because they're missing that, I think that's kind of what's messed up. Like, his shot is still slow. I think he could put the ball on the ground at a high level though. But I just think he's just missing a little bit of something. Next we got Purvis. I think Purvis is top tier. I think Purvis is one of the few free cards that like he was it. Like, I think if AK didn't come out, I would still have him as the best small forward next to Collins. I like Purvis. I think he gave me like a little Ricky Davis vibe while also being able to play the defense on the ball. Next we got Pistol Pete. I got Pistol Pete in top tier. I think Pistol Pete, for how good he is offensively, just like D-Book, why D-Book is in top tier, even though like Penny's obviously a better defender than him, or somebody else is obviously a better defender. Lonzo's a better defender than him. What they bring to the table offensively as a point guard is something we don't usually see from the point guard position. Our point guards are usually our shooting guards or our small forwards now. So Pistol Pete being able to run the ball from the one is such a high thing. And I think him and D-Book are the best offensive options on the game at the point guard position next to Jordan. And that's what you don't see a lot. Next we got Ricky Davis. I got Ricky Davis in top tier. I think a lot of people still like Ricky Davis's card. He's also a buy now as well. So even for value and stuff, I think he scores better than Kobe and it's not close. Puts the ball on the ground better than a plethora of the shooting guards on the game. I think he can still go get you one at a high level, unless you just got a big body on him. Like, if you put like Giannis on him, he's not scoring. But other than that, I still think Ricky Davis is good. This Rudy Fernandez goes in the trash. Now, the reason I'm putting Rudy Fernandez in the trash, and I know he's a good budget guard, his defensive stats are the only defensive stats that are still somehow yellow at the point that we're in. Like, Luke Walton almost got max D stats, but Rudy Fernandez don't got max D stats, or at least pure green D stats. You feel me? So that's that. Next we got Scotty Barnes. I got Scotty Barnes in top tier at the PG position. Trace slide, normal fade. I think he played better D than almost every PG on the game. Sengun is not on this list, so Sengun would also be in top tier. I'll explain why when I'm done with Scotty Barnes. 6'8", 6'9", quick drops. I think he's tough. Like, I think he's really tough. And I think what he brings to the table defensively is why I have him like over somebody in Penny's aspect. Let's say I'm putting Sengun right here. The reason I got Sengun in top tier is just really because he's 6'10". I think the rebound animations he gets on top of him having quick drops is what puts him a little bit over everybody else. Like, I think like he really be getting it in, but it's just a height thing. Like, if he was 6'6", he probably wouldn't be there. Next we got Shaq. Shaq is trash. I don't have to say anything on that. Y'all know why. Next we got Infi Livingston. Hey, that Sean Livingston is tough. That's all I'm gonna say. To be a free card, unlimited is a death sentence though. But to be a free card, and I just think he get it in. You feel me? I think he get it in. Like, I don't think y'all understand what I'm saying. He get it in offensively, defensively, because some people try to disrespect his defense. He get you bare stops. He gets to the Baja easy. I just think he's just a good, likable card. One of the top point guards, if not top 2 or top 3. I think he's probably number 2 after MJ, honestly. But that's me though. If you can get that card from Unlimited, I think he should 100% be your starting point guard. Tyler Hero goes in the trash. He just sucks. There's nothing more to really say on it. Same thing with Shaq. I just think the proof is in the pudding. Next we got Steve Smith. I think Steve Smith goes into the best to be a free card, and for some people even saying they like him more than Tracy McGrady when they get him, and some people are selling their Tracy McGrady for Steve Smith when they get Steve Smith to get that mill for Tracy McGrady so they can save up for whatever the next packs is. I think Steve Smith is a bucket. I am just not a fan of the LaMelo base, but I think he moves way better than T-Mac. I just think T-Mac got a better shot than him. Next we got Taco. Taco doesn't go in the top tier for me. I don't think Taco's the best power forward on the game. I think he's right there though. Like, I think I got like KP, maybe like D-Rob, just because I think they're so much better than Taco. I just think Taco's 7'6". I'm probably gonna put Taco there just for like the sake of everybody else. Taco goes in the best just because like you can be a bot and use him to his full potential. Like, you can be great and use him to his full potential. I think his only flaw is he can't guard a parked car, even if you give him a multitude of badges. His other flaw is you can't give him as many badges as he needs, but I think he'll make up for it offensively and defensively. We are lucky he couldn't play center, but the people running the Taco and Yao lineups, I know they are terrorizing Unlimited and they suck, but they got Taco and Yao, so I can't really say nothing and not put Taco in best, even if I don't think his card is that good, because I know what game we play. Next we got Terry. Terry also goes in the best. I think Terry get a bucket. Like, anybody who's been to my streams or watched gameplays or watch comp, Terry getting 25, 30 unless he's double teamed every single play. I think his movement is what puts him over T-Mac. His shot is a little harder to time though, because it's a little bit faster, because he's 1 inch shorter and he has a different upper. T-Mac shot is like easier to time because it's a little bit slower, but you can't shoot it in some of the gaps. Terry puts the ball on the ground way better than him, and Terry doesn't have this thing. I know for you guys who know what save dunking is, T-Mac somehow does this one. He does this one dunk with his right hand on his right side. It's an athletic one-hander instead of doing the front clutches that sometimes gets blocked. It reminds me of that one standing dunk that gets blocked. I just got Terry over him for that reason. But regardless, both of them are in the best. Those are they are ranking above the rest of the shooting guards. I think Steve Smith is pretty close to T-Mac, but I still got Terry, T-Mac, then Steve Smith at that position. Lastly, we got Wilt. I think Wilt's a top tier big man as well, just with what he does defensively and even offensively. Like, not if you don't just use him to look to shoot every play like he's Kristaps Porzingis, I think he'd get it in. I hope you guys enjoyed the tier list though. Drop any questions you got below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Stop by the Twitch, Splashy. Stop by the Kick, not Splashy. Stop by the Twitter, Splash Edition. Turn on notice. DM me or comment on any of my posts with any questions. I love every single one of y'all. I'm out. Peace.